Happy Camper Radio, episode 16. Come on, let's go camping. Welcome back, everybody, to the Happy Camper Radio Show. I'm Skip. I am a happy camper. And yes, you, my friends, can be one too. Welcome back, Daniel.
Yes, I am. I'm the snobby camper. You might be the happy camper. I'm a snobby camper that likes his pop-up and his amenities and stuff.
And now, why is that?
Because it's convenient. Convenience, Skip. It's all about convenience.
You'll never be a mountain man. You never will.
Hey, I can grow a beard.
You can grow a beard all you want to, but getting you out of that tent's going to be another story. Hey, what is going on with the rain in this part of the region?
Oh, my gosh. I was looking at the weather the other day.
And you know something? And you've got to go work out inside of that rain, too, don't you?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, my heavens.
Well, I was looking at the weather for the month of June. It was either cloudy or rainy in our part of the country, Georgia, obviously.
Do you realize that I have been trying to dry out the rainfly from my tent ever since we did the backyard camp out?
Oh, yeah, I know.
For the life of me, and here's the crazy thing, Daniel. All right, the tent was all right. The tent was dry. My ground tarp was dry. I was able to put that away. Unfortunately, I had to wait a day to put away the rainfly, which never did get put away, and I'll tell you why. It's because unlike your tent, I was under that big tree in the back.
Yeah.
And that tree was directly overhead, and a bird had taken perfect aim. All right?
They have good aim.
They got good aim. And he nailed the top of my tent, but good. And I had to scrub that down real good. And unbelievably, I went ahead and let the tarp, the rainfly, should I say, dry out in the backyard.
Yeah.
And then the rain came along.
Oh, gosh.
It never did fully dry out. And every single day since then, we have been getting rain. I thought for sure we were going to have a break today. But anyway, I'm sitting here thinking about that, Daniel, and I'm starting to get the chills, which means we have got to go ahead and get this campfire lit.
Exactly.
And we're going to hit that right now.
Whew.
Oh, yeah.
It has been a pretty cool summer. I mean, the winter wasn't that bad, but it's a pretty cool summer. I don't think it's broken 95.
Well, cool temperatures will invite me to go ahead and ignite the campfire at our site, like I always do.
Speaking of fire, I haven't been able to make an illegal fire in like over a month.
You should not be making an illegal fire, period, Daniel.
I just do it to annoy you.
Hey, I'm sure you do, and you get away with it every time.
I do. I got the inside scoop.
The forest ranger would catch me for sure if I were doing anything like that. You, on the other hand, no,
Smokey the Bear would be coming up in his hat and everything.
Oh, wow. 404-537-2267 is the phone number to the Happy Camper Radio Show, and you can touch base with Daniel and I anytime around the clock, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll take your camping question, your comments, your feedback. That's the number to reach us, 404-537-CAMP. And you can also email the show, too, by going to our website, which is www.happycamperradio.com, and simply clicking on the Contact Us button at the very top of the page. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/happycamperradio, and also follow us on Twitter. Twitter, it is, yeah.
That's what
at
the
Camp
old people
Talker.
say.
Camp Talker, yes. All right, Daniel, you know something? You're going to love this here. Here. Take a second to absorb this.
Oh, what are we going here?
Where are we going?
Going on a hayride?
You're just going to sit there?
Okay.
I thought you maybe get up and start dancing a little bit, Daniel. Daniel, that's your new bumper music.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, you do? Well, that's going to come up every week when we discuss our topic of the week.
Oh.
Yes, Daniel.
Yes.
All right, and I'll tell you what, I put the ball in your court this week. So you tell me.
I threw it back, right? No.
You tell me.
Shoot.
What are we going to discuss? What are we going to entertain our listeners with this week?
Hiking, something active, not just sitting in front of a fire.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
You are actually going to get me up out of my chair.
Yes.
Now, Daniel, you know for a fact that because of my age and because of the years that I have spent camping, that when I get to the site and I get everything all set up, I put up my tarp, I put up my rain fly, I put up everything, I get camp set up, I even stack the wood.
Yep.
I sit down in that chair, and you think I'm going to be like you and jump up and immediately go on a camping expedition?
Wait. First of all, you can do all that, relax the first day. But the second day, you got to do something, Skip. Come on now.
I have never known you to sit still even for a moment.
Exactly. That's how I roll.
Okay, Daniel, well, we're going to go ahead and talk about hiking this week, and that's really not a bad idea. I'm just kicking with you here.
Right.
Because I have been on a lot of hiking expeditions myself.
Okay.
And I've enjoyed quite a bit of them. Mm-hmm. And I kind of figure you've done your homework.
Oh, yeah.
You're into this modern day hiking, unlike me. I'm just the old
modern day hiking.
Yeah.
It's changed so much.
Okay, well, tell us about it.
All right. Well, I looked into it, and I'd been on a bunch of hikes myself, and I was looking into hiking throughout the country. So I was thinking, maybe we could discuss the different kinds of environments that people usually hike in. And I looked into first of all the Northwest. There's a lot of hiking over there. There's a lot of stuff in like Idaho, Montana, Oregon, Washington. There's like for instance in Idaho, there's a bunch of deep canyons, rugged mountains. It's a lot of big elevations, and we're not talking about elevations like we got over here. They don't consider our mountains to be real mountains over here. It's a big debate.
Something that will stick in the back of my head always was the fact that when you and your wife went to Virginia here on your most recent camping expedition, and you went hiking down into some cavern, and there was an organ down there.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, did you get over there to play a couple tunes?
They played a couple tunes for us, and it was pretty cool.
No, did you get over there to play a couple tunes?
I didn't do anything.
You didn't fill the empty chair.
But no, so I was like researching the different kinds of hikes because I've been a southeast kind of guy. I want to venture out to the northwest and southwest and everything. But they were saying out there that there's a lot of canyons, there's a lot of steep elevations, like nothing like we have out here. They call us hills out here. But like in Montana, they have like black bear, mountain goat, wolverines. I've never seen a wolverine in my life in person. And they have like different kinds of trees. They have like white bark, pine, fir, aspen. And it's, by the pictures I saw on the internet, it was just beautiful. And in the Southwest, they have like canyons. I'm sure you remember Indiana Jones and the... what is it called?
The Temple of Doom?
No, the Ark. No, not the Ark, but the
Daniel.
I know.
You come over here with all this paperwork and supposed to be prepared and everything. No, you're no Boy Scout. You're not prepared.
I know. I can't remember.
Oh well. Anyway, you struck a nerve here with me too, because I can recall back in my days when I was a young kid, and that's back when they pulled down the pillars of Rome.
Last Crusade. That's what it was.
Last Crusade. Okay.
Basically, what it was like they were Boy Scouts and they were camping or they were hiking in the like Grand Canyon area, and when I did all this research, it reminded me of that movie. And they have all these little canyons and little caves that they have in there, and like. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was awesome. Of course, the Grand Canyon and like a lot of sandstone mammoths, like big old rocks just stacked on top of each other, like in the middle of the desert. And, it's a really good place for rock climbing and everything. They have a lot of like coral snakes and rattlesnakes up there and centipedes and scorpions.
I'm heading back to camp right now.
But in the Northeast... like around the Appalachian Trail, they have like, wild blueberries, and in like Saddleback Mountain and Appalachian, part of the Appalachian Trail, it's evidently the heart of moose country. And in Jersey, they have this state park. It's called I don't know. It's some Indian name. Waywanda, Wawanda, or something. I don't know. I'm sure someone will correct us on our website. It's a state park, and evidently they have a 19th century farm there, and they have an iron mine there. And I thought that was an old iron mine, and I thought that was pretty cool. And then
I'm always into history.
Oh, and then in Virginia they have along the Appalachian Trail. There's this thing called Big Flat Mountain. It's like a 5 mile
fat mountain.
Flat. I don't know. I've never been there, but it was very intriguing. But evidently, it's a 5 mile hike with a spectacular view, and evidently, and then there's one in Maryland. It's called Harper's Ferry National Historic Park. It's home to the Appalachian Trail Conservatory.
Okay.
And I thought that was pretty cool. And then I started researching, hiking in swamps. I thought that was very interesting. And there's like different kinds of swamps. There's like a mangrove swamp, a saltwater marsh, and you got a lot of alligators and snakes and leeches and all kinds of stuff. I would probably recommend going with someone on that. But yeah, they said that a lot of people, they go when they go in the swamp, they go hiking barefooted, which I thought was kind of weird, but I figured, yeah, whatever. But
kind of like you walking on the carpet in the studio, right?
I am always barefoot. But I am always barefoot if I can be. But I really discovered different kinds of hiking in different areas, and like I saw these pictures online when I was doing all this research, and it is, oh my gosh, it made me want to get out there right now. It made me want to call in to work. Say, DJ, we're going west.
Well, I've got vacation coming up here in less than 3 weeks. Lucky me.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm going camping, and I'm not going to go far. I never really do anymore. But I'll tell you, if I was as young as you were, I probably would be out there. Yes, on day one. I wouldn't wait till day two to go out there and hike like you do. But I can tell you this much. Hiking is good for you. It's good for the heart. It's good for the soul. It does a lot of good for your mind and body. It does a lot of good for your educational level, too, because you pick up so much stuff when you're out there.
Yeah.
Things that, and I don't know anybody these days who goes camping without their camera.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
How could you go anywhere?
Or our phone.
Yeah, I mean, hey, the technology today, and I try to stay away from it, Daniel, but it's like a disease. It just keeps coming right back at you. But yeah, these iPhones today, and granted, I've got one, and I've taken a lot of pictures with it, and of course, I've got a real good professional camera too, which brings out the real good quality. And when I go camping, I love to take pictures. I like to take pictures of waterfalls and you name it. I mean, there's just a lot of good memories that I like to bring home with me. And I do it these days in digital form. But, when you're going hiking, just like you're going camping, you want to be prepared.
Right.
I carry always with me more than you normally would do, should I say.
Right.
Because, I forget nothing. That's why I take the time and I have all these containers with all my stuff in it. Nothing gets separated. So when I open them up, I know I have what I need, and it's right there. Now, the same thing goes when you are packing your bags to go camping. If you know that you're going to be going on a hiking expedition, you're going to want to pack the appropriate clothing. And this time of the year, with the hot temperatures like they are, personally, I prefer sitting back at camp and just sitting in the shade. But sometimes you can get out there. It's not necessary for you to go on an entire day long hiking expedition. There are some short trails that are maybe say a mile long.
Yeah.
And you get there, and it's it's not going to take you that long to go through it, but you can go ahead and hike. But the thing is, you want to dress accordingly.
Right.
This time of the year, we're right in the middle of July, and I don't know where things sit with the rest of our listeners in the world that they live in, but down here in the South, it gets extremely hot.
Humid.
hot and humid.
It's not the heat, it's the humidity.
And we've got a lot of that too.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, you want to dress very light when you go out there. I'm talking T-shirts, I'm talking shorts, and that excludes me, Daniel, because I told you, I show my legs off to nobody. So
well, they have these hiking pants. I really want to get there. There's these lightweight hiking pants where they have a zipper like halfway down. So if you get too hot, you can zip, you can unzip them, and they become shorts. So that's always an option. I really want to get.
And in other words, you take your legs off.
Exactly.
Hey, I have to check them out. Bring a pair of them on over here. I've got.
Well, when I get some, I will.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's clothing like that you want to wear when you go out on a camping, or should I say, a hiking expedition this time of the year. Now, your footwear is just as important, folks. When you are going out hiking, a lot of times you're going to be climbing over rocks. There are going to be tons of places along that trail. I mean, you're not walking on a grassy knoll. You're actually going out there and roughing it, so to speak. So you want to make sure that you have the appropriate footwear. You're not going to wear some sandals. Right. I wouldn't think you would.
Yeah.
All right, but you're going to want to have appropriate hiking shoes. You're not going to wear your Sunday shoes that you wear to church to go out hiking. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. You want to wear the appropriate footwear, and you can get them, just anywhere locally. You can get them online. I have a collection of tennis shoes that I bring along with me. So I don't always feel comfortable wearing the same set of shoes each and every day. So that goes true with your hiking needs too. If you're going to go on a very long hike, there's some other things you're going to have to consider. You're going to have to consider not only your footwear, but the fact that you are going to have to stay hydrated while you're out there.
Well, back to the footwear, Skip. I think like an important thing when you're hiking, I think, is to wear boots. Don't wear tennis shoes so much, because when you hike, you might lose your footing, you might roll your ankle, and I'm sure all of us and our listeners have experienced rolling our ankle. But when you wear hiking boots and something to cover your ankle, it protects from you maybe, hurting your ankle or spraining your ankle. And I think it is very important to have ankle support when you're hiking in the mountains, because I know I'm not really too familiar with other kind of hiking, but I know in the mountains you want to wear boots because you don't want to step on some loose gravel and then lose your footing and roll your ankle, and then you're in the middle of the Appalachian Trail and your ankle's twisted.
Well, I think folks can understand when I was getting into my narrative there, I was talking about just localized hiking.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy all the big expensive pair of boots to only go on a half a mile trail, only to go back to camp.
Oh yeah.
So, but I mean, you have a very good point there that you're making too. That you have that particular type of footwear if you are going to be going on those long, drawn out expeditions, which I'm not knocking them. I mean, they're very good, and like I says, they're educational. You're going to see a lot of good things out there. And getting back to keeping your body refreshed and keeping it nourished, you are definitely going to want to make sure that you have enough water to bring along, that you're going to have Gatorade, which is very good for you also.
Yeah, that's good, because I heard a while ago, I don't know where I heard it from, but evidently electrolytes are very important. Like water alone doesn't do as much as, it needs or should do. I mean, I'm sure it does fine, but you want the electrolytes to, keep you going.
Well, the coffee pot works very well for me back at the campsite, Anyway, 404-537-2267. If you'd like to join in on the conversation anytime, you can give Daniel and I a call right here at the Happy Camper Radio Show. We'll always take your comments and your questions too. That's 404-537-CAMP. Another thing too that I want you to keep in mind is while you are out there, you cannot escape the bugs. All right, you got to bring your bug spray with you, or you've got to spray down before you go.
Definitely.
Yeah. Now, I would highly encourage you to bring that little can of bug spray with you, because if you are hiking in these temperatures out here, you're going to be perspiring.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be sweating. And that bug spray that you put on to the exposed parts of your body are going to wash off, okay? They're going to wear out with all that sweat, with all that perspiration coming off you. So you're going to want to retreat your exposed portions of your body and, put some fresh bug spray on you. I always make sure in my camping supply box, I have at least 2 or 3 cans. Now, and also another thing you want to make sure is that you pack with you maybe a windbreaker, maybe a sweater, because when you are out there, you never know how the temperatures are going to change.
It's funny you say that, Skip, because when I was researching hiking like in the Northwest, they say that temperatures can drop drastically. I mean, we're talking about tens of thousands of feet in elevation, and it might be 60, 70 degrees when you start, but it might be 40 or 50 when you get to the top of that mountain.
Yeah, and with Daniel, with some of these necessities that I'm talking about bringing along, definitely your water is going to weigh you down a little bit if you're, if you're planning on a day-long hiking trip. But some of these other things like your windbreaker and maybe a little snack in there, a candy bar, whatever you want to bring with you. You want to go ahead. You want to go ahead and put them maybe in a small, lightweight knapsack that you're going to carry with you.
Yeah.
Or maybe if you carry a fanny pack, in front of you. I see a lot of those.
What is this, the
90s? Yeah, hey. Well, sure it is. Hey, when I go camping, I'm not worried about how people look at me or the colors that I'm wearing or anything like that. But hey, I go out there to have a great time, and as long as I'm comfortable with that, that's all that matters.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, it's some of these things you're going to want to carry with you while you're out there on the hiking trail. It's not going to really weigh you down any, but you're going to have a place to store those. So you might want to carry a lightweight knapsack with you, maybe a fanny pack or whatever, and just keep those items in there with you. And definitely, like I say, that windbreaker, even a raincoat comes in handy. Daniel,
they make those or something.
Yeah, those ponchos, they make them. They fold up in a little package, maybe the size of the palm of your hand.
Yeah, that's really smart.
I've got a couple of those too.
Okay, cool.
In fact, I have 1 or 2 that I have not broken out of the bag.
Oh,
which I got to do eventually because I think I bought them. I think I bought them back in the 1980s.
Oh wow, they're antiques.
I'm not telling anybody my age, but yes, I have been around there for a while. So we're talking about camping today. Here at the Happy Camper Radio Show, you have Skip and Daniel. And as we always hear every single week, you can go ahead and touch base with us by email. Check us out on Facebook as well as on Twitter at Camp Talker. So, Daniel, when was the last time you went hiking? Was that Virginia trip?
Well, we went to some caverns in Virginia, but we went to a state park here in Georgia. We went to Amicalola Falls, and that's near the starting point of the Appalachian Trail, and we walked some of the trails. My wife isn't as good into hiking as I am. She kind of falls behind, but she enjoys it too. But
is it Tallulah Falls?
Amicalola Falls,
and there is a Tallulah Falls out our way too, is there not?
There's a Tallulah Gorge.
Tallulah Gorge, that's what it is. I was up that way this past week.
Oh, it's
unfortunately, I was passing through and I didn't have time to stop.
That's where that's
only a quarter tank of gas away. I mean, I can go up there anytime.
There's a guy back in the 70s that crossed it on a tightrope. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but you can still see the remnants of when he did it. He did it back in the late 70s, and it's really cool. Just for our listeners, just look up, Tallulah Gorge tightrope walking or whatever, and that was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, we went up there, we went hiking. It was really fun. We didn't go to the start of the Appalachian Trail, but it was really fun. Watch a bunch. Actually, now that you've mentioned this, we went up to Chattanooga to camp.
Rock Mountain?
No, we went around Memorial Day, and we went to the Indian. There was an old Indian village. It was called the Audubon for some reason. It's up in Chattanooga, and there used to be this old Indian village there. And we walked in it was a flatter area of Chattanooga, and we walked the trails in there. And we saw a lot of wildlife. We were right next to a river. We saw turtles. We saw birds. We saw.
That sounds like
all
my
kinds
place
of
to be.
stuff. It was really nice. Well, mosquitoes were killing us.
Wherever I go.
wore mosquito. Here's the thing. Let me tell you this. I wore bug spray, right? And it was me, my wife, and my wife's aunt. And we were going down there, and they had bug spray provided for us at the little welcome center. So I sprayed myself down. And then halfway through the hike, they're like rubbing themselves on me. They're like, oh, let me get some of that bug spray on me. I was like, why didn't you put it on before we left? And my wife got bit up so badly. It was ridiculous.
Well, I'll tell you this much, Danny. Wherever I go, I'm not going to be doing any tightrope acts. I'm going to keep my feet right on the ground. It's time now for our featured campground of the week here on the Happy Camper Radio Show. Daniel.
Yeah.
Since we're on the subject of hiking,
Yep.
we have selected a great campground up in Virginia.
Okay.
It is the Loft Mountain Campground, part of the Shenandoah National Park.
I was up there with the caverns and stuff. I think that's not that far from the caverns I went to.
You didn't go to this campsite, I guarantee that, because they don't have electricity.
Well, that's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
But no, it's not. But I'll tell you what, it's this is on the map. It's a great place to visit. Their season is underway. It's running all the way through October 26th of this year. There's still plenty of time to make your reservations. In fact, they have a lot of walk-in sites. First come, first serve. Total 61 in all standard electric and 10 only non-electric. Now, one of the reasons we went ahead and chose this particular campground this week is because the Shenandoah National Park has over 500 miles of trails, including 101 miles of the Appalachian Trail, which we have been talking about today.
Yeah.
Now, some of these trails lead to a waterfall or a lookout, while others wind deep into the forest and the wilderness. So, you've got that shade. You've got, this Daniel, this is a great place, and I may beat you to it.
Uh-oh.
Because, talk about wildlife. They've got black bears up there, wild turkey, deer, birds, countless other animals, and they're in abundance all the way throughout the park. And you know something? You can go ahead and check them out right now on our website under the Featured Campground of the Week tab. And just go ahead and browse through there and see what they have to offer. Take a good quick tour of the place there, and you'll be able to see from the site list exactly what they have available. And every one of these sites, from what I'm able to see, are very pet friendly. And again, that is one of the great features of the recreation.gov sites. When you go out there, you can bring your favorite pet, your domestic pet, with you to your campsite. And I'm really touched by that each and every time because, Daniel, our pets are our family.
Definitely.
And I cannot see leaving them behind. And if you want to go ahead and sign up for an account, if you haven't already done so, when you go ahead and click on the Loft Mountain Campground website there at recreation.gov, just click on that little yellow button that says sign up. They ask you for some basic information, nothing really intrusive, but when you go ahead and click save, all your information is saved, and it makes your reservation process so much easier anytime you make a recreation.gov reservation at any one of their campgrounds. It is our featured campground of the week here on the Happy Camper Radio Show, Loft Mountain Campground in Virginia. And as always, if you have a campground that you would like Daniel and I to feature on the program, by all means, drop me an email here, skip, S-K-I-P, at happycamperradio.com. Make sure you include a link to the campground's website, so if we decide that we're going to go ahead and feature it as one of our featured campgrounds, we can share that with all of our viewers when they click on the featured campground tab. Daniel, that's going to wrap things up for you and I here on the show. Hey, I see you brought your quilt along with you today.
Did.
Yeah, wow.
You like that? It's my own
That is
tent.
hot. That is hot.
That? I'm shaded from the fire and the heat.
That's amazing. Hey, don't forget, you can catch us on the web anytime at www.happycamperradio.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Camp Talker. The Happy Camper Radio Show is a presentation of Skip Huber Productions. I'm Skip. I am a happy camper. And yes, my friends, you can be one too. We'll catch you next week. You're listening to Happy Camper Radio.